Good evening, everyone. Welcome from my home studio in Norwich. So let's start laying down, sharing with you the rewarding practice of Yin Yoga. Okay, so as you inhale and you lay down here, first of all, become aware of your surroundings, where you are. Feel the body in relation to the space that you are in. Feel the earth supporting you and holding you safe. And now give yourself permission to let go as you connect with the breath. So breathing in, and let the breath can help you to connect with the heart, out of the head into the heart. Feel the expansion, the rise. So take 3 deep breaths. Just observing, where is the breath most dominant? Where do you feel it? In the upper part of the body, the lower part? Is it rugged? Is it smooth? Is it long? Is it short? Breath awareness and feeling the body. That's the first foundation of mindfulness. And now as we deepen the breath, we breathe in from the nostrils all the way down into the abdomen, the belly rise and expand. So lift in the breastbone, an opening in the heart. And then you hold the breath. So the breath in, as you know, in yoga, we call it prana. Pranayama means the exercise of the breath. So prana means life force. And you know, the breath is life. So the true breath truly happens once we completed the inhalation. That is when the oxygen moves out of from the lungs into the blood. The air never leaves our lungs, and it binds with the blood and it moves into every cell of our being. It energizes. It is the force within that moves the air, prana, throughout our body. So we hold the breath for 5, and then as we exhale, we visualize a slightly darker light leaves the body. We release 70% of our waste products through our exhalation. So inhale to the top of the brum, holding the breath. And allow the oxygen to spread, to light up every cell of your being, and then exhale and slowly let go. So the breath is a reminder for us that it is something sweet in the letting go, first of all. It's a reminder for us that there is always enough, regardless of the fact that we, in the societies that we live in, are very focusing on the lack. There is no lack. There is enough for all of us. So breathe that in, and then exhale, let go. And now set your intention for this practice. And then align the intention with your commitment to your time here on the mat. Vow to stay present, to stay in a moment, and dedicate this to yourself. An opportunity for you to heal, clean, cleanse, purify, and fix the body. Good, and now we can start to move with the breath. So as you inhale, take the arms over your head at a long stretch. Push into your heels, lift your hips. And as you exhale, lower your arms back down by your side. Breathe in, a long stretch. Lift, tighten, squeeze, and hold. Exhale, let go. Moving with the breath at your own pace. Two more breaths. So here we move with mindful awareness. The more we do this, the more naturally we become aware of the breath. In the beginning, people are quite puzzled by breathing in harmony with movement. But, you know, it happens that you don't even recognize it. And what you will also notice if you do take a moment to focus on your breath is that as yogis, we naturally breathe into our lower bellies. We learn the more deeper, healthier breath. Let's bend our knees onto our chest, and then we hug the knees into the body. A nice folded pose, a release, and a deep flex. Release of the lower back, stretch of the lower back, a deep flex for the front of the body. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your head, bring your nose to your knees. And now interlace your fingers. And let's bring the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Extend your right leg away. Inhale, or left leg away. Inhale back to center, elbows wide. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale to center, elbows wide. Exhale to the right. Inhale, wide. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center, to the right. And once more to the left. To strengthening the side of abdominal muscles, help us to strengthen also the back because they fold into the back. Now, if your hands onto your knees, make 5 outward circles here with your knees. And reverse, go the other direction. Right, so now let's bring the elbows to the inside of the knees, bring the soles of your feet parallel to the ceiling, and then open your knees wide. For the stirrups, let's rock a few times from side to side to massage the kidneys to the back. Now we can just hold it and relax, breathing and feeling. Just checking in, observing any sensations that might be happening for you. So again, we explore the body, we check in close to the core, we stretch here into the coccyx, the sacrum area, along the spine, the pelvis, compressing the hip flexors. There's different forms of stresses that we apply on our joints, like compression, lengthening, loading, twisting. And while we stress the tissue, the more the tendons and the ligaments, we relax the muscles. And that gives us exercise for our joints and help us to improve our flexibility. But at the same time, we also apply compression on the acupuncture meridian pathways, which runs through the joints, below the skin, the surface of the body, and also closer to the bones. And these meridian pathways nourish, move, it's like rivers below the skin. It moves and sends oxygen and life force to our organs. So in the same time as we improve our flexibility of the joints, we also improve our organ health. Okay, you can release the feet, straighten the legs, lift your hips, sit on your hands, and then just rotate your ankles. Reverse, go the other direction. Push into your heels with your legs straight, feel the stretch to the back of the legs. Curl the toes towards you, and now keep the toes curling backwards as you then extend the balls of your feet to the sky, standing on tiptoes, and then point your toes. Curl the toes back as if you're standing on the ceiling, tiptoes, and then push into your heels. Curl the toes up and point, curl the toes back and flex the feet. Curl the toes up and point your toes, Curl the toes back, spread them wide and push into your heels. Curl the toes up, point, curl them down and push into your heels. Right, let's start to shake the leg, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Release the hands, shaking the hands. Good, and relax. So now keep your knees bent. Let's take the right leg over the left leg, starting with the twist, and then drop your legs here over to the left side as far as you can. Let's hold this for 3 minutes. Now relax into it. You're quite advanced Yin yogis here. So we not muscle our way into the practice. We soften and melt into it. So this is a stretch for the buttocks, for the glutes, the iliotibias, and the back. So pay attention to the areas where the stretch is reaching into, the target areas. And that is also the pathway of gallbladder meridian, which runs through the outside of your thigh, outside of the body really. Just breathing and feeling. So this is a mindful practice. Oops. Hang on. I have a home sound on here, ambient sound to stand that off. Maybe I can play some music for you. I don't think you can hear it well on this Zoom, so let's leave that. So twisting is very much helpful to improve, or shall I say, stretch the spine, which helps to improve the flexibility of our spinal cord and a spinal column, rather. But it also stimulates the spinal cord. There is nerves branching off from the spinal cord that shrink wrap around the body. So, and that's why we need to move the spine in full functional range of motion. Forward bends, back bends, the twist, and lateral stretches. 6 ranges of movement. So the lateral stretches go from right to left, and the twisting go from left to right as well. So that makes 6 out of the 4. So you can move now for the last minute, your feet maybe a little bit more to the left, and you'll notice how to take the stretch higher. Well, if you lay down, higher up into the coccyx area, or lower down, so should we say. And it maybe takes the stretch for you more into the higher parts of the glutes or the lower parts of the glutes. Everybody is different, everybody is unique. So in the Yin Yoga practice, there's no alignment. We just work at our own pace, at our own ability. There isn't wrong. I heard today the words of Dipra Chopra saying, our life is restricted by our own perceptions, and very much our conditionings, you know. Okay, so we can slowly uncoil, come back to center. And as you do that, bring your left foot or your right foot here onto your left knee. And now we're going from here going into the pretzel. So take your right hand between, there's a triangle between the 2 legs. Spread your right hand through, the needle that go through the hole. And then you can lift the left foot off the floor if you wish. Interlace the fingers, either behind the knee or in front of the knee. The other option is to put the left foot on a chair or against the wall. And that will give you a nice support. Again, 3 minutes. So now we also reach into the inner thighs. We reach all around the left, well, the knee really is the knees. If the knee is deeply bent, we reach into the right hamstrings, the back of the leg here very much, because I can feel it there. And also into the buttocks, into the glutes. And just breathe. And with every breath, let go a little bit more, a little bit deeper, surrendering into the shape. Focus on the breath whenever the mind wanders. So we create a lot of physical stress here in the body, but we remain calm. And that teaches us to also cope better with through the stresses of our daily lives. Condition the brain. Also help us to stay connected to the breath. Okay, so from here now, we're going to release the left leg. Take the left foot over to the edge of your mat on the right. Take your bum also over to the edge of the mat on the right. And then roll over to your left side. And then slide your left hand away. Forward your head with your left hand. Take your top arm behind you. And then bend the back leg. Grab hold of the foot. Now we're in the cat's tail pose. So lift your breastbone, relax into it, and then just going back as far as you can into this twist with a back bend. So again, 3 minutes here. So now we lengthen through the front layer of the body, which is a great stretch to stimulate stomach and spleen chi. I think this time of the year also, it's a great stretch for the the upper body meridians of fire element, which run through the arms, the heart, the pericardium, triple heater, the 3 heart meridians, and the small intestine. So you may have noticed that maybe have slight discomfort in your shoulder recently, or in the elbow, or in the wrist, in the little finger, or the 3 outer fingers, ring and middle finger. And this is where the fire meridians run through these fingers, either top of the hand, palm of the hand, from there up towards the shoulder, into shoulder and the neck area. Even ear issues could be related to the triple heater issues. So it normally happens when there's slight imbalances in the body as the seasons change, just like you see this, there's changes in nature. It happens with us as well. And it's not permanent. Everything is impermanent. And that's another beautiful lesson that we learn. from the breath. Every breath is new. Every breath is different. Sometimes you inhale pollution. Sometimes you inhale fresh flowers. You can't always smell, with everything, something with every inhalation, but, just like smells are different, times are different, the minutes, seconds is different. Every inhalation is new. Stretching and opening the front, beautiful diagonal stretch. A fantastic stretch if you've done a lot of sitting this today. All the back bends really helps us to release. I think the end of the day is just perfect to do back bends. If you have a sedentary job or you sat a lot at your desk or in a car maybe. From here, when we release the shape, we're just going to keep the leg where it is on front, the leg in front of you. So release the back leg. And then you can bring the arm forward. Bring the elbows to the floor. Let's bring both elbows to the floor as we come into the seal frog. Now there's a strong stretch here. You can have support. And the higher you go, the stronger the stretch will be for you in your hip flexors of the left side. Strong stretch here through the inside of the thigh. I have a post that I want to share with you, which I shared this week on Facebook. Some of you might have seen that, others not, if you're not on Facebook. And it's quite a beautiful story with a deep message. And it's called, I Wish You Enough. So recently I overheard a mother and daughter in their last moments together at the airport as the daughter's departure had been announced. Standing near a security gate, they hugged and the mother said, I love you and I wish you enough. The daughter replied, Mom, our life together has been more than enough. Your love is all I ever needed. I wish you enough too. They kissed and the daughter left. The mum walked over to the window where I sat, standing there, and I could see that she wanted and needed to cry. I tried not to intrude on her privacy, but she welcomed me by asking, did you ever say goodbye to someone knowing that it would be forever? Yes, I have, I replied. Forgive me for asking, but why is this a forever goodbye? I am old and she lives so far away. I have challenges ahead, and the reality is the next trip back will be for my funeral, she said. When you're saying goodbye, I heard you say, I wish you enough. May I ask what that means? She began to smile. That's a wish that has been handed down from other generations. My parents used to say it to everyone. She paused a moment and looked up as if she's trying to remember it in detail. And she smiled even more. When we say, I wish you enough, we were wanting the other person to have a life filled with enough good things to sustain them. Then turning towards me, she shared the following, recited from her memory. I wish you enough sun to keep your attitude bright. I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive. I wish you enough pain so that the smallest joys in life appears much bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wanting. I wish you enough loss to appreciate all that you possess. I wish you enough hellos to get through the final goodbyes. Let's release. Take the leg back. You can take a moment here and pause. Just feeling the body. They say it takes a minute to find a special person, an hour to appreciate them, a day to love them, and an entire life to forget them. Right, so from here, we're just going to reverse the sequence. So pulling up your left leg, so bring it perpendicular to the floor. So this is out to the side, and you can have support under the rib cage again. If you need to, or you want to, support helps to, as long as it's just there on the rib bones supported. So then what the message, especially if the support is soft, the nervous system relaxes, and it helps the muscles to relax more, which gives us a deeper stretch closer to the bones. So feeling into sensations here, stretching through the inner thigh. Stretching the hip flexor of the back leg. Lovely back bend, opening through the inside of the spine, stimulating our stomach and spleen energy, which feeds up into our, as I say, it feeds up into the upper body. You connect meridians of lower body, connect with the upper body. So it will nourish the lungs and the large intestine meridians. The inner thigh liver meridian feeds up into the pericardium, the fire element. Triple heater. And then as we compress the back, it fires up our kidney, which feeds into the heart and small intestine meridians. So the work that we're doing in the Yin practice is stimulating, even if we just work on one side of the one side of the body corresponds with the other side. They connect. And often, if you work on one side, you might feel a release happening in the opposite side, just like acupuncturists. They always work on the opposite side of the discomfort and the pain. It's very often that they actually put the needles right around the pain, and that's what they call it, treating the eye of the dragon. Healing sensations, a lengthening, maybe unraveling, a release, pulse. Okay, so from here, you come down, you reach forwards with your right arm, bend the elbow to support your head, and then take the top arm behind you, bend your back leg, and grab hold of that foot, and we're back in cat's tail. So another back bend. But this time, twisting and stretching the inner thighs, stretching the front of the back leg, diagonally across, down the arm. You notice if you play around at the position of the hand, either holding onto the big toe or the little toe side, it will give you a very different stretch for the arm. So wherever you feel, if you have any discomfort in your shoulder, try to locate that spot by just turning. Don't avoid it. Gently reach into it. If it's too much, back away. So always listen to your body. Relaxing, melting, and softening. Close your eyes, turning your awareness inwards, exploring your body's inner landscapes. Ride the breath, going deeper within. Feel the opening here in the heart. Collarbones roll back. Lift the breastbone to create length. Help us to go a little bit deeper into the shape. Okay, so let's release the foot, the back foot, and then roll onto your back. Now, with the left leg bent, or the right leg bent, bring the left foot onto your right knee. Right, again, threading the needle through the hole, holding onto your thigh, behind or in front of the knee. And relaxing into it again. Maybe this side is not so easy. It's not so easy for me. Like the hip structure on this side is very different from the other side. And that's the beauty of the yin practice as well. You know, it teaches us acceptance of our body. It shows us that we are all perfect in our own way, perfect with our own little imperfections. We just have to learn to accept and work with our own ability, not trying to change things. We're here for the benefit of the practice, not for the aesthetic of it. It's not about what we look like, about what we feel. Is it doable? And how do we check in with is it doable or not? Is by focusing on your breath. If your breath is sharp and shallow and it goes into a stress breath, then you need to back away. If there's too much pain, the pain should be doable. It's not so much pain, but slight discomfort of the stretch should be doable. If there's pain, pain only needs to strain, and strain does not strengthen. 2 more deep breaths. Okay, so here we can release the foot from the knee, bring the foot back to the floor. Just drop the leg over to the outside and then drop your knees here over to the right side. So left leg on top, twisting. So you can explore, you can hold it halfway and then you can change the position of the feet to take it deeper and higher. And while we're here in the twist, I would like to teach you the cooling breath. So just relax with your head. And now, I'll show you, when you take a deep breath in, we're going to breathe in through the mouth and you're going to roll your tongue in a circle shape or a taco shape, as the Americans call it. Breathing in through the tongue. And you notice when you inhale, it's a cooling. Mouth breath is cooling. That's why people who stress breathe through the mouth, the adrenal state breath. The lungs gets cold and goes into spasm. And then, they get an anxiety attack because it creates this tightness around the lungs in the chest. So when you're really hot, this breath helps to cool us down. So you roll your tongue in the shape of a circle in a taco. You inhale to the top of the brim, then pull the tongue in, hold and relax the tongue. Hold the air until you're ready to exhale. Then slowly breathe out through the nose. So inhale through the tongue. Pull the tongue in. And slowly exhale through the nose. Inhale through the tongue. Try to stick it out, roll it up. Draw it back in, relax. And slowly exhale. So in Sanskrit, this breath is called Sitali. And this breath can help us to, as I say, to cool us down on a really hot day. So when we're angry, there's also an energy that's rising, and the energy is heat. So again, this time of the year, there's too much heat in the 5 meridian pathways. It also creates an imbalance in the body. So it can also, when we're really thirsty, burning and hungry, that can cool down that energy of the hunger. So you roll the tongue in 2 more breaths here. Then a taco, pull it back. And slowly exhale. Once more, inhale. Draw it back. And exhale. Good, and now relax, uncross your legs, spread yourself wide. Just observing how you feel. Observe the body, feel the sensations after the twisting. So we're doing the whole class in the supine position on our back. Now we can finish with the banana. So take a long stretch. Arms over your head, lift your hips, push into both heels, shift your bum over to the right side. Take your right foot to your left foot. Take your arms up and over. And then also take the arms over to the left side. Next, look at your feet, look at your arms. Are they on the same side? And here we can just relax. Let's see. We can do 5 minutes on each side. To observe the lengthening, the opening, and the expanding of the side of the body. So every yin pose is like a mini meditation. This is a meditative practice, teaching us to connect to the body. And that's what meditation is about, to come home into the body. Come home into thyself. Scientists have done a lot of research on meditation, and they've actually found that regardless of diet, alcohol consumption, age, whatever, overweight or not, that the average biological age of people meditating is 5 to 10 years younger. The biological age is what they are. They found that the steroid ADHA, which DHEA is a steroid that decrease as we age. It is actually up to 43% higher in women and 23% in men who regularly meditate. If you want to stay young forever, start meditating with me on a Friday morning. No, Wednesday morning now. In the West, meditation is very much thought of as a mind thing, and it has no effect on the body. But there isn't a separation between the mind and the body. When the mind is stressed, it creates stress hormones, and stress hormones, the cortisols and the adrenaline and all of that has effect on the body. It makes us sick. And that's why the yoga practice is so helpful. It's a holistic practice. It doesn't just exercise the body, it controls the mind. It helps us to focus the mind. And once we can focus the mind, we become mindful. And when we're mindful, we can meditate. And the yin practice gives you all of that. So observe here how you reach into the body through the various layers, skin, the muscles, organically, lovely stressfully ascending colon. Yoga works from the inside out. You may have noticed some days after yoga or the same day how your bowel movement has improved, how certain things, you sleep better. How it's easier to walk, easier to get out of bed the next day. And just one more breath here. You can practice your cooling breath if you wish. And slowly lower your arms, take your legs wide. Straighten the body. just observing, checking in, feeling the difference here. I love this part, the rebounds from banana. It's so obvious, the effect of the practice, difference. And if I told you before, once we had a class, and similar to today, we done one side of the body and then the other. And halfway through, the fire alarms went off in the studio, and we had to vacate the studio. And it's like everybody who walked out was saying, "Oh my God, you could feel the difference on that, during that walk, because we were at the back of the building. You walk all the way around. You could truly feel how one side is so different from the other." Okay, so let's do the other side. So when you're ready, take the arms over your head again. Push into your heels. This time we shift the bum over to the left. Take your feet to the right. Take your arms to the right. And just relax. Your eyes closed. Just focus on the breath. So let's make this part of the relaxation. Just going deeper within. With every exhalation, feel it just sinking deeper and deeper into the earth. She's holding you safe. Your eyes relax into pools of darkness. All you're aware of is expansion, opening on the left side of the body as the breath comes and goes, the in and the out. So feeling here, bring your awareness to your toes. Again, feeling into the big toes, the little toes, and all the toes, the arches of the feet, balls of the feet. Feel the heels resting on the earth. Feel the right leg slightly more relaxed here, and the left leg lengthened and stretched from the feet into the hip. Feel both hips resting on the floor. Feel the buttocks spreading across the earth. The spine is long, with a lateral opening on the left side. Observe the breastbone, the rise and the fall, the in and the out. Feel into the opening of the armpits, the elbows, the wrists. Notice the position of your hands. Are they resting one another, or are they separately resting on the floor? Really doesn't matter. Just observe how the fingers gently curving up. Is the hands gripping, or is it relaxed? Gripping or relaxing really doesn't matter. Separate or together.
Feeling the parts of the body that feel soft and parts that feel hard. Feeling to the right side slightly compressed and the left side expanded, pressed and expanded. Feeling the back of your head resting on the floor, crown of your head, the forehead, the eyes relax in pools of darkness, top of your nose, the mouth, upper lip, the lower lip, the jaw. And slowly come out, take your arms wide down by your side. Straighten the body. Observing sensations, the difference between left and right. Is the body warm or is it cold? You want a blanket? Or is the room temperature comfortable? Allow the body to rest. Feel into parts that's cold and parts that is warm. The body is resting. The body is sleeping now in the position of Savasana, the corpse pose. And the mind is alert and bright. Even though the body is sleeping, the mind is bright. The mind is bright, but calm. Resting, calm. Sleeping, and alert. Feel into the stillness of the body as the body rests on the earth. But there is movement in the body as the breath breathes the body and the chi flow, the life force, engorge the meridian pathways. There is movement within the stillness, and all is well. As you halt here into the space of consciousness, the opposites, you know that all is well. Bringing your awareness to the breath, and you breathe in a bright healing light. And the light moving to the space of the heart. And every time as you breathe, it lights up the heart, and the heart shines brighter and brighter. And in the light, expand from your heart into every cell of your being. And your whole body is a luminous light because you are a light being. Your body is shining like a light, like a star, like the sun, and your attitude is bright. And you know you have enough. Enough sun to keep your attitude bright. Enough rain to appreciate the sun even more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive. I wish you enough pain so that the smallest joys in life appears much bigger. I wish you enough gain to sustain your wanting. I wish you enough loss
to appreciate all that you possess. I wish you enough hellos to get through the final goodbyes. So breathe in the mantra, I am enough. Knowing that you are perfect just the way you are. I am enough. I am enough. Just resting and breathing. And with every breath, your light is shining brighter and brighter. Enough light to light up a room. Just like a small candle, one small candle can light up a whole room. And you know that you are enough. You have enough, you are enough. And all is well. So breathe that in and feel that into every cell of your being. The light of enough is spreading, expanding from every physical cell into your subconscious mind that is now calm and open to suggestions. And repeat that once more. I am enough. And again, to slowly start to walk back to the real world. I'm going to count you back from 1 to 5. Imagine you walk down up a stair. First step, body is calm and relaxed. You feel confident. Second step, as you step up, you feel full of life. You step on the first step. You know that your world is perfect as it is. Second step, your heart is full of joy. And 1. Back here on your own mat, feeling fully alive, wonderful in every way, better than ever before. Now wiggle your fingers and your toes to get your essence back into your extremities. Take your arms over your head, have a long stretch. And then bend your knees onto your chest, hug your knees if you rock a few times from side by side. Now roll onto your right side, stay here and rub the palms of your hands together. Create warmth and heat between your hands. And now cup your hands and place them over your eyes. Add sparkle to your eyes. Feel the warmth. See the light filtering through your hands. Look up and down, from right to left and left to right. And then draw the hands away from you. Press into your left hand. And come up from your right hand side. So come sitting with your palms together. Just you press into your hands, you connect with the heart. Do a slight push here against the breastbone. Brings us into a heart space. Bring the thumbs to your forehead. It's a reminder us to stay quiet and peaceful in the mind. Bring the thumbs back to your heart. It's a reminder that there is enough love in our hearts for all of us. And we can have a bow and this last stretch as we bow in gratitude to the earth, and appreciation for our support and for our miraculous human bodies. Inhale, come up, palms to your heart. Namaste. Bless you all. Have a wonderful evening, and I wish you enough.